Hello, everyone, and welcome to Donkey Studios. Thank you for joining us for our first Bottoms Down live stream class. I'm Nerdy Mickey, and will be doing my best to moderate the live stream class and Q&A session and try to take care of all this technology. So hang on to your seats. Let's see how it goes. This class today will be all seated, and all you will need is a sturdy chair. Anyway, do please bear with us. This is our very first try at this, and we're learning how everything works with this live streaming effort. So let's find out together if an old donkey like me can learn new tricks. And so without further delay, assuming I can press the right buttons, let's get started.
Hello. What do y'all think? We have our little flamingo here, our yoga flamingo, who is not our mascot. Our mascot is Donkey, but I will set Yogi a flamingo aside. Actually, I'm going to get her out of my way. So hello and welcome to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga for everyone. I know a lot of you know that I'm Carol, but for those of you that don't, I am Carol, and I'm so glad that you've joined us for our first Bottoms Downies live chair yoga class. Yep, that's right. We're all participating in this chair yoga class together. After the class, I'll stay online and we can have a chat where you can ask questions and we can interact with each other. So let's go ahead and get started. What do you think? We're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair and we're going to move forward so that we're not leaning back. We'll take a moment to ground our sits bones to the chair. So we have these pointy bones that we sit on, and we want to be up nice and tall on those sits bones. And I also want you to think about equal weight. Okay, so we're not leaning one way or the other. And the same thing with our feet. We're going to ground those feet to the earth, to the ground, to the floor, and we're going to feel equal weight on both sides. Now our hands are just resting lightly on our thighs. And if it feels okay for you, we're going to go ahead and flip those palms up to the ceiling. And now I've actually had that question before, why do we flip our palms up? It's just simply opening up, opening ourselves up, right? This feels a little bit closed to me. This feels a little bit more open. And that's all it is. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. Now, if you don't like closing your eyes, that's fine. You can just soften them. I just encourage you, don't tuck your chin, all right? So if you are just going to close your eyes, or soften your eyes, so you're looking down, but you're not letting your chin tuck. All right, so we're just going to breathe. It's just that natural inhalation and exhalation. So I don't want you to change the breath. I just want you to feel, kind of notice that breath. We do this all the time, autonomically, right? We don't think about our breath, but in our yoga class, we want to just kind of think about that breath. And then let's go ahead and elongate the breath. So we're going to inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. And let's do that again. And then just breathe normally. And then we're going to move that breath down into the belly, that diaphragmatic breath. So as we inhale, we're thinking about extending our belly, extending those abdominal muscles, filling up those lungs from the bottom up. And then as you exhale, it's an active exhalation. So you're pulling that belly button in and you're pushing the air out of the lungs. So just do that a few times. And let's breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart to set your intentions for today's practice. We just have one more breath. All right, let's bring our hands back down to our thighs and open our eyes. So setting the intentions is another question I've had before. And one of the things, it's just kind of, what do I want to experience today? What is my goal for today, right? And that's why I don't give a whole lot of direction around whatever setting your intention is for today. It could just be, hey, I just want to make it to my chair and do a class, right? That could be my whole intention. Or it could be, I want to really stretch today, or, I'm just feeling stressed and I just want to really, feel some tension relief. So there's a lot of different ways that you can think about your intention. So that just wanted to interject that just for a quick moment. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just a little stretch for the neck. All I want you to do is just look to the side. So you'll hear me say, I'm telling you to look to the left. Excuse me. I'm telling you to look to the right and I'm looking to the left. So that is, I mirror you. So when I'm saying one thing, I'm doing the opposite. Don't let that confuse you. All right. All right, let's go ahead and look center, and then we're going to look the other way. So just very gentle. We're not overdoing it here. Just a nice, gentle stretch. All right, let's look center, and we're going to do that one more time. Now, if you can, not overdoing it, let's just take that gaze a little bit further over that shoulder. Don't overdo it, just a little more gentle, a little deeper stretch, but still very gentle. And we're going to look forward, and we're going to do that again on the other side. How's everybody feeling? Feeling okay? All right, let's look center, and then we're going to roll our shoulders. All right, let's give a nice little shoulder roll, and then we're going to reverse that shoulder roll. And let's do that one more time. All right, we're going to continue with a little bit of neck stretch. We're going to drop our ear to our shoulder. All right, so I want this to be your natural range of motion first. So whatever that is, don't force it, just let it be natural. And then we're going to take this hand and just lay it on top of our head. Don't pull, don't tug, just lay it there and let that weight of your hand and a little bit of gravity give a little bit more of a stretch. All right, we're going to take that hand off and lift our head up. And now let's do the other side just like that. So a little bit of just ear to shoulder. We're going to reach up with that hand and we're going to lay it lightly on that head. Remember, don't pull or tug. Just letting the weight give your neck a little more stretch. All right, let's take that hand off and lift that head up. Let's do a little shoulder roll here. All right, so if you've attended my classes before, you know about add-ons. We're going to add one more little thing to that neck stretch. And remember, if you don't ever want to add on, it's fine. Just don't do that. Keep doing the previous version. All right, so let's do that ear to shoulder again. We're going to lift this hand up. We're going to lay it on the head. Remember, don't pull or tug. Now, the opposite arm is going to extend out to the side. Do you feel the difference, right? So it just adds a little bit more to that neck stretch. So I'm flexing through my wrist and I'm just pushing my palm toward that opposite shoulder. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that hand down. Take the hand off the head and then we're going to lift that head up. Oh, I know, I feel that too. All right, now let's going to do the other side. So remember, just ear to shoulder first. In my classes, everybody wants to immediately put that hand on. What I want you to think about is range of motion first, just your natural range of motion first. Now let's lift up with that hand and lay it on the head. So there really is method to my madness of why I do things the way I do them. And then we're going to extend that opposite arm and press. So the more you press through that palm towards that wall, the more you're going to feel, interestingly, the more you're going to feel that neck stretched. All right, let's bring that hand down. Opposite hand comes off the head and we're going to lift that head up. Okay, let's do another shoulder roll just because I like those. All right, and let's reverse it. Okay, nicely done. We're going to drop our hands down by our side. We're going to do some shoulder shrugs. So you'll often hear me say shoulders out of the ears, right? Well, this is one of those times where we're going to put our shoulders up into our ears. Okay, are we ready? Shrug those shoulders up into those ears. And then we're just going to let them drop. Boom. All right, let's do that again. Shoulders up into the ears. And we're going to let them drop. Let's do that one more time. Shoulders up into the ears. We're going to let them drop. And let's roll one shoulder at a time. What do you think? All right. And then let's reverse that shoulder roll. I say all right a lot, don't I? All right, nicely done. See, I did it again. Okay, we're going to move into a mountain pose. So our hands are down here by our side. They're in the perfect starting position. So in our mountain pose, we want to press our fingertips down. I personally like to bring my palms out to the side. Again, it's that feeling of openness, right? So here I'm feeling a little bit closed off. The minute I rotate those palms out, I just kind of feel like my heart opens, my chest opens. I just feel a little more open. So that's why I do that. Pressing those fingertips down towards the floor. It's an active pose. You should feel your abdominals engaged here. So pull the belly button in. Now, again, this is Carol's version of mountain pose. We come to those goalpost arms. What I want you to think about is squeezing your shoulder blades back behind you. This part of the arm will be parallel to the floor. So I'll see a lot of times this happening. So we want to try to get those arms lifted if we can, if that feels okay. And we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades behind. Feeling that heart open up, right? Now we're going to extend our mountain. Extending mountain, extend those arms up to the ceiling. So I will tell you, if you have shoulder issues and you want to stay right here, absolutely fine, right? Absolutely fine. If your shoulders are healthy and you want to go ahead and come to that extended mountain, my fingertips are pressing up, but my shoulders are down. It's an active pose, right? We're pressing those fingertips up. Okay, so now we're going to take our right hand and we're going to put it back on the chair. And we're going to take that left arm and we're going to see if we can extend it any more. So your hand is on that chair for support, and we're going to lean our mountain. So as we lean this mountain, I want you to think about pressing this hip down. We're going to take the hand to the ceiling, and it's a rotation, and we'll look up. And then lean your mountain again. So this gentle rotation just begins to warm up those side waist muscles, and we're going to look up, and we're going to do that one more time. It's a leaning mountain. Hand to the ceiling, rotate, look up. We're going to bring that hand down to our lap, and we're going to do the other side, but we're going to start in mountain. All right, here we go, mountain pose. Spread those fingers, press those fingertips towards the floor, open up that heart, squeeze those shoulder blades behind, belly is tight. Goalpost arms, squeeze those shoulder blades back, fingertips up to the ceiling, shoulders stay down, left hand to the chair, right arm extends, leaning that mountain, pressing that opposite hip down to the chair, hand to the ceiling, rotate, look up. We'll do that again, leaning mountain. Hand to the ceiling, rotate and look up. One more time, it's a leaning mountain. Hand to the ceiling, rotate and look up, and we'll bring that hand down to our lap. We'll move into our cow pose. We're going to grab the back of the chair down low, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades behind. And what I want you to think about is pushing your hips forward just a little bit, feeling a tiny back bend there, okay? Cow pose. I'm looking up, my chin lifts a little bit. Don't look up at the ceiling and let go of that neck. It's kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet is what I want you to be thinking about looking, all right? Now, we're going to round into cat pose. Hands go to lap, elbows stay wide, tuck the chin and let the head fall. So the important thing in our cat pose is that we're not here, right? So you can kind of round the back and look up. Tuck that chin and let that head fall. Double check that those shoulders are down out of the ears. All right, let's do that again. Come into your cow pose. Lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades behind. Lift that chin slightly. All right, round into that cat pose. And we're going to tuck that chin and let that head fall. Elbows are nice and wide. Hands are just resting on the lap. And let's release that. We're going to do it again, but I want us to take just a moment. How does that feel, right? Feeling that movement of the spine. Now we're going to add the breath here. You don't have to do that. If if we add the breath and you're like, yeah, I don't really like that, just breathe normally. It's fine. Don't hold the breath though. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale into cow and we're going to exhale into cat. And we're going to move through it with a little fluidity. Okay. A little flow. All right. Here we go. Grab the back of that chair, lift that heart, squeeze those shoulder blades into that cow pose. Inhale here. Exhale, round into that cat pose. Let's do that again. Inhale up into cow pose and exhale into cat pose. Let's do that one more time. Inhale into cow pose, exhale into cat pose. When you finish your exhalation, breathe normally, hold your cat pose. One more breath and release. We're going to move into a gentle twist. We're going to leave our feet on the floor. Take your right hand and place it on the outside of your left leg. I don't know if you noticed, but my feet are not right by each other, right? So there's a little bit of space. We call this hip distance apart. So we want those knees to be kind of in alignment with our pointy bones of the hip. So the pointy bones of the pelvis is pretty much in alignment with the middle of the knee, okay? And that kind of gives you a sense. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? It doesn't have to be exact, but that just kind of gives you an idea of what hip distance apart means. All right, now back to our twist. We're going to take this right hand and we're going to lay it on the outside of that leg. Other hand is going to come to the chair. Now, extend your spine. This is very important into any twist we do. We want to extend the spine first. Then all you're going to do is you're going to pull that shoulder, that left shoulder back, and then you're just going to turn your head and look over that left shoulder. So what ends up happening is this moving the shoulder back actually gives us the twist. And then you're just looking. All right, and let's face forward. Does that make sense? I want the twist to happen right at the rib cage. Let's do the other side. This hand is going to go on the outside of the thigh, other hand to the chair. We're going to extend nice and long through the spine, pull the shoulder back and rotate. Feeling the rotation happening right at the rib cage and face forward. Let's do it again. Hand on the outside of the thigh, other hand to the chair. Extend the spine, pull the shoulder back, and then I'm going to look over that shoulder. And we're going to face forward. We're going to do the other side. Hand on the outside of the thigh, other hand to the chair. Extend the spine, pull the shoulder back and rotate. And face forward. Nicely done. So we're going to move into a supported forward fold, but we're going to take this forward fold into a shoulder stretch. But we're going to start by hinging at the hips, belly is tight, forearms are going to rest on the thighs with the palms facing up. Now for this one, you do keep your head lifted, not like cat pose where we tucked our chin. For this one, we're going to leave our head lifted, okay? So your chin is lifted, your heart is lifted, your forearms are on that thigh, on the thighs. Now, what I want you to think about is letting your heart fall. So now that's a nice stretch for the back, isn't it? You feel that back stretching? Think about pressing your head forward. So we're lengthening through that spine. All right, tuck your chin and then round the spine and roll it up into seated. We're going to do that again. Nice long spine, coming to that supported forward fold, extending the spine nice and long. One more breath, and then we're going to roll it up. Okay, now if you have healthy shoulders, we're going to do a little shoulder stretch here. What I'm going to do is, and if you don't have healthy shoulders and you want to stay in this version, please do so. It's fine. That's why we do it. That's why I do my classes this way, right? I always give us a version, and then we add on from there. So our first add-on is we're going to clasp our hands behind our back, pressing our knuckles down into that chair. We're going to lift our heart, squeeze our shoulder blades behind us, okay? Keep your chin lifted. This is key to this one, just like we did in that supported version. And we're going to begin to let our heart fall forward. Now, I want you to just keep your hands on the small of the back. Do you feel a little different stretch, right? Think about crown of the head to where the ceiling and the wall meet. We're still stretching through that spine. We have one more breath, belly tight. Let's go ahead and lift back up and release. Now, if that hurts your back, you're going to tuck your chin and you're going to roll it up, and that's absolutely fine. But if you're healthy, if you've got a healthy back and it feels okay and you lift up, we're giving that back just a little bit of work, okay? Not a lot, but a little bit. We're going to do that same thing again. Remember, this is your version 1 if you want to stick with it. Version 2, clasping the hands behind the back, lifting, squeeze our shoulder blades behind, and we're going to let our heart fall, keeping our head lifted. Hands are resting in the small of the back. One more breath. Up we go. Release and place your hands back on your thighs. Okay. Now, the final version of this, if you so desire, is, here we go. Lift that heart. Squeeze, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Push those knuckles down. Lift the heart. Now, we're going to let that heart fall forward, and then we're going to lift our hands behind us. I'm going to turn. You stay facing me. I'm going to turn so you can kind of see what I've done there. I've lifted. I've let my heart fall forward, and then I'm going to let my hands come up back behind me. This does not work for everybody. I know that it doesn't, but if it works for you, a little stretch for those shoulders, bring the hands back down, lift the heart up, release. We're going to do that one more time. One more time. We've got this. All right. Lift the heart, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, press the knuckles down, lift, squeeze those shoulder blades behind, and let that heart fall. Oh, yeah. And up we go and release. Okay, so we warmed those shoulders up just a little bit. We're going to do what's called cow face pose. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to bring it out to the side. My palm is facing back. Hinge at the elbow. Boom. Hinge it again. Boom. Let's do one more. Now, that palm is going to come right to the small of the back. The opposite arm is going to extend out. Now, this time the palm is facing forward, okay? And then we hinge and extend. We hinge and extend. Now, we're going to bring that hand up to between our shoulder blades, and we're going to press our elbows back and lift that chin slightly. It's called cow face pose. All right, let's release that. Bring the hands down. Now, we're going to do the other side. So the left hand is out beside us, palm faces back. We hinge, extend, hinge, extend. Let's do one more. Hinge, bring the hand to the small of the back. Opposite arm is out, palm faces forward. We hinge, extend, hinge, extend, hinge. Place that arm between the shoulder blades. Press those elbows back. Lift your heart. Cow face pose. And release. We're going to add the legs to that. So I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to cross knee on top of knee. Now, your alternative to the knee on knee would be keep your left leg where it is and make your right ankle cross. So ankle to ankle. But here's what I'll see a lot is people will move this foot in and cross here. I want you to try to leave this leg out and bring that ankle across, okay? Or you're here. Here we go. Right arm out, palm faces back. Hinge, hinge. Ready? Put that right in the small of the back. Opposite arm out, palm faces forward. Hinge, hinge. We're going to bring that hand to the middle of the back. Press those elbows back. One more breath. Release that. Unravel the legs, and we're going to do the other side. Okay. Left arm out, palm faces back. It's hinge and hinge. Now this time we're going to hinge, place that hand in the small of the back, opposite arm out to the other side. We hinge and hinge. Now that hand is going to come right between the shoulder blades. Press those elbows back. Lift that chin a little bit if that feels okay. Belly is tight. One more breath and release. Let's unravel those legs. We're going to move into a goddess pose with a little bit of shoulder dip. So we're going to take our feet. We'll do a heel, toe, heel, toe. So we've got a pretty wide stance with those legs, okay? We're going to lift nice and tall. My hands are resting on my thighs, and I'm going to start with that right shoulder, and I'm going to let it dip down right between my legs. All right, and we're going to lift that shoulder up, and we're going to dip that other shoulder down. Should feel pretty good, especially after just doing that cow face pose. This should be a nice stretch for those shoulders. And let's do that again. We're going to dip and lift, and we're going to do that one more time. It's a dip and a lift. Now, let's just bring your feet in just kind of one heel toe and let your knees fold in. It's just a nice internal rotation for those hips. It should feel pretty darn good. We don't do that a lot. We do more of the external rotation of hips, right? So little internal rotation. All right, let's go ahead and bring those feet out again. Now we're going to do the same thing with a little add-on. We're going to drop that elbow down. Now with this hand, I want you to press into your leg and resist the pressure. So your leg is resisting the pressure. It's called isometric stretch. So as I push my hand into my leg, I'm resisting that pressure. and I'm getting a little different stretch. Does anybody feel it in their side waist? So I feel shoulder, I feel inner thigh, and I even feel side waist. All right, let's lift that shoulder up. Let's do the other side. Shoulder dips down. My hand is pressing into that leg, but I'm resisting that pressure. Oh, yeah. Y'all feel it? I do. All right, let's release it. Let's do it again. Shoulder dips down, press into that leg. And we're going to lift that up, and we're going to do that one more time on the other side. Pressing. And up we go. Last pose. Well, actually, got a couple more, but they're kind of our ending. So this is our last pose of the actual body of the class, I guess I'll call it. I don't know. And then we're going to extend nice and long, and we're going to let that heart fall forward. So this is just a froggy stretch. There are various ways that I do our frog stretch. Today, all I want you to do is keep your hands in the seat of the chair. Do you feel those inner thighs stretching? We're letting that heart fall forward. Wow, I feel that. Feels good, though. All right, let's release it, and we're going to do that one more time. Nice long spine inhale, and then we're going to let that heart fall forward. All right, go ahead and release that. Now we're going to go ahead and come forward, and we're going to finish with just two more quick poses. I know I'm kind of pushing that half an hour, and that's kind of what I wanted to stick with, was a half an hour class, but I do want to do a pyramid pose. So we're going to take our right leg and extend it out in front of us. Hands are going to rest on the thighs. We'll extend the spine and let that heart fall forward. It's just a nice hamstring stretch, and I often close my classes with some version of this, and roll it up. I just know that for me personally, I have tight hamstrings, and just giving those hamstrings a little love is a nice thing to do each day. All right, and let's roll it up, and let's bend that knee and place that foot on the floor. We'll extend the other leg. Nice long spine inhale. And down we go on that exhale. Remember, the hamstring is getting that little stretch. And up we go. And we'll do that one more time. Pyramid pose. Inhale, extend. Should feel really good. All right. And the last thing we're going to do is just a little windshield wiper knees. It's just a double knee fold. So the hands are going to be on the chair. Technically, your fingertips would be pointing towards your hips, but if you want to turn and hold that chair that way, to the side, that's fine. But if you're okay, your palms will be in the seat of the chair. Your fingertips will be pointing towards your hips. I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of moved a little bit further forward so my hands have a place to sit on that chair. I'm going to bring my feet just a little bit wider, and I'm going to drop my knees. And then I'm just simply going to look the other direction. All right, we're going to bring our knees and our gaze forward, and let's do the other side, dropping the knees down, looking that other direction. And center. Let's do that just one more time. Ready? Knees drop, and we look. Knees and gaze center. One more time. Drop and look. All right, let's sit back in our chair. You can lean back now, hands resting lightly on the thighs. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. Shavasana pose.
Specific goals. A vague goal is not really a goal at all. Specific goals are the only goals that have a chance of being reached. What do you intend to do exactly, precisely with details? In the laying out of those details is when the achievement begins. Nestle your dream firmly in an exact location. Know the size, sound, color, cost, duration, and everything else that is a function of its existence in reality. Then you can draw up a realistic and workable pathway to it. Then you can begin to make your way along that path. Anytime you wander off in the wrong direction, stop and re-clarify the goal. With fresh, rich details, you can quickly get yourself back on track. Every result is a specific result. Make your goals specific and get the results you desire.
The right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for participating today in our live streaming class this Monday morning. Remember that we'll be live streaming classes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday through the month of January. Now, for those of you watching the recording of this class on YouTube, please remember to subscribe and check out the posts to find the link to sign up to join future live stream classes this month. Also, I encourage everyone to become a member of the Bottoms Down Wellness Community. It's on our website at bottomsdown.com. And if you haven't already, we are working hard to provide new and exciting programs for our wellness community, including health and wellness insights from our medical director of wellness medicine, who is a licensed lifestyle medicine physician. And there's more to come on that in the next few months. And lastly, if you have social media accounts, please consider following us on Facebook and Instagram or TikTok. Now, let's take a look at your comments and your questions.
So we have one question right now.
Okay.
Just wondering about how you start each class. It seems that it doesn't vary that much, and they're just curious about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So there is method to the madness. I think I said that actually in the beginning of this class, but what we tend to want to do is we want to start warming up and we want to lengthen that spine, right? So that's one of the things, which is mountain pose, right? And you'll hear us, we extend our mountain. So we want that nice long spine. That's one of the ways we want to warm up. Another way that we always want to warm up is the front to back. So we want to get that back nice and warm in this position. What does that look like, right? Cat and cow, right? So almost always we'll do a cat and a cow or a body circle or something to get that movement. And then the third one is that rotation. So we want to warm that spine up, lengthening. We want to warm it up forward and back, and we want to warm it up rotating really before we do any of our other poses. So that I know it does seem a little redundant, and I get that we tend to always start kind of the same way, but there's really a reason for that, and it's the mechanics of our body and how we want that body to warm up. So I hope that helps answer that question. Was there anything else there?
I don't see anything yet from the audience.
Okay, well, we'll be on here for just a few more minutes. So if anybody, don't be shy, go ahead and raise your hand. Thank you for whoever that was that asked that first question. I really appreciate that. And love to interact with you guys. I know that, you always see me just sitting here doing the poses. So it's kind of a nice opportunity for us to interact a little bit. And I love the comments, and I always respond to the comments, and I feel like we kind of interact that way some, right? But a little bit more live. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, as we wrap up today, I just want to thank you again for participating, but I also want to thank somebody very special to us, and his name is Ralph Marston, and he is the one that writes our daily meditations, and he's just the most wonderful meditation readings, and he has very graciously allowed us to use those. And check out his website at greatday.com. And it's fabulous. I subscribe to his website. I get all of these meditations every day. And as I said, he has very graciously allowed us to use them. So I hope you'll check out his website as well. And I'm going to see you next time.